right now on the Rob Dibble Show.
Sponsored by Northeast Men's Health. If you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, most of all, your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment today with Northeast Men's Health. Go to northeastmenshealth.com. I didn't know a lot of this stuff until I started working with Northeast Men's Health. Did you know in your mid-30s you start losing 2 to 3% of your testosterone production every year? And that gives you a decrease in pretty much everything. So what you do is you take the low T quiz on their website. It's simple. 10 questions, yes or no, takes about 2 minutes. And then if you realize I do need to do a consultation, you'll sit down with a licensed medical provider. You're going to do a blood test. And then if you decide to do the testosterone treatment the day of your appointment is free. And everybody loves free. So go to northeastmenshealth.com today. Check it out or call them yourself, 800-930-5956.
We had a Dibble moment in the French Open yesterday.
I hope nobody got hurt.
No one got hurt, but it was close. Now, it wasn't a baseball. It was a tennis ball. Mr. Terence Atmane, probably really butchering that last name because he's French. Atman? Against Sebastian Offner. Old Atman got so upset after giving up his 2-set lead to Offner that he hit a ball into the crowd unexpectedly. And that ball struck a lady. I don't know exactly where it struck this lady, but it struck the lady nonetheless. Now, typically, you're disqualified immediately. Any kind of Open, whether you're talking French, Wimbledon, Australian, U.S. Open, you do something like that. However, Atman was allowed to finish. He did lose, but his opponent, Offner, said people have been disqualified for less. Likely to get a fine. Fortunate that he is not going to get sued. I don't know if that ship has left the boat just yet, but he has apologized along with the French Open, apologizing to the patrons as well.
On the bright side, New York Mets catcher Francisco Alvarez starting his rehab assignment. Things are going well for him since tearing a ligament in his thumb a month ago.
Yeah.
That is manager Carlos Mendoza. He announced that on Tuesday. They could definitely use his bat in the lineup. And the 22-year-old tore the ulnar collateral ligament in his thumb sliding into second base. I didn't even know you had a ulnar collateral. I think that's a mistake. I think it's just the ligament in his thumb sliding into second base. I'll have to look that up.
I don't know. We'll talk to the bone and joint guys tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. We'll try to figure out what actual ligament is in your thumb if it's got a name like that, because that's usually what they call the ligament in your elbow. But I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor. Just play one on TV.
I've discovered several new fighting leagues over the weekend, and the one that I'm most fond of is the PFL. No, not the professional fighting league that still exists. Or does it still exist? PFL still going? Not that one. I'm talking about the Pillow Fighting League. There is a group of people, dude, legit league, legit ring, and like some kind of makeshift pillows that actually have a handle on the side. And I've been noticing you got to keep your left arm up for form. This is like the defense arm. Keep that one up, guarding your face. But the spinning back fist in a pillow fight is where it's at. You got to be watching out for that. But pillow fighting, men's and women's.
Do they wear eye protection?
They should. They don't even wear headgear.
They should.
Dude, there are some hits.
Some goose feathers, man. They'll take your eye out.
I'll put a brick in it.
What they're missing. I love that idea.
The feathers coming out?
You should have like some pillows that emit some goose feathers every now and then on a big hit.
Who doesn't like a good pillow fight?
I agree. It took me back to the days where my sister and I were doing some knockout, drag-out pillow fights, man. And these ones are legit knockout, and some people get drug out pillow fights in the PFL. Check it out.
By the way, Mike Tyson is doing well after he had a reported health scare getting on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles on Sunday. He's scheduled to fight former Disney star Jake Paul.
I like how you
July 20th.
Yes.
Thank you.
Former Disney star. That's all he is.
Yes, former Disney star. Mike Tyson says he's doing great. He says it was an ulcer flare-up 30 minutes before landing.
God.
He's appreciative to the medical staff. They were able to help him there. So it wasn't like a heart issue. It was a gut issue. But
that's scary for me.
He says, I don't even need to be 100% to beat the crap out of that 27-year-old what was it? Bizarre Vark Star.
He'll be 58 when this fight happens, July 20th. I do believe I'm right on that. And like I've been watching again.
Do we believe this to be on the up and up?
So far, I'm on that side because the boxing commission has made it a legit fight that will go against Mike Tyson's record. I could care less about Jake Paul's legacy in boxing or Jake Paul's record. I care about Mike Tyson's record. I think he does too. So, in watching all the videos that I watch, man, if he is half of what he is showing the world in these workout videos, he is going to wreck Jake Paul. However, he is 58, and when I hear these ulcer stories or even talking about his heart, like I do get nervous about this because, again, he's 58 years old.
And it's not even a legit fight, though. It's 8 2-minute rounds, and it's going to be streamed on Netflix.
I heard
this is a money-making event.
They're going to do 14-ounce gloves.
14-ounce gloves.
It's a little bit
I'd like
bigger.
It to be bare knuckle.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than your normal heavyweight. Now, I've heard that the 2 minutes and the gloves were of Tyson's request.
Probably because they want to kill this guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're already thinking about cutting the minutes down, but then again, I have been just bombarded by Tyson videos with the logarithms of YouTube and everything else.
Even in fights he lost, he's still trying to kill you.
I rewatched the Lennox Lewis fight that he loses, and he is
Lennox Lewis is my man.
He is so wrecked, and I think it's Mills Lane stops the fight, and Tyson does not want to stop the fight, and Tyson's still standing, and like he'll still come at you, but like he was getting smoked by that guy. He is in fight mode right now, though. Like, watch his stuff. It'll take you back to the late 80s, early 90s, the way he's talking. Just saw an interview where he was saying he's only eating raw meat. That could have something to do with this ulcer.
With his gut.
He's eating raw meat.
Not like you're a lion.
Because he's going to eat Jake Paul. That's what he's saying. Like, he has to eat raw meat now because he's going to eat Jake Paul come July 20th. And he's not lying. He did try to eat Evander Holyfield's ear. Like, he tried to eat his ear.
The man's delicious.
That's a good point. I mean, he did. You've never been next to his ear. It might smell like honey. Like, there's nothing you can do but just take a bite. Can't blame him for that. You never smelled Evander Holyfield's ear and how delicious it smells.
I have been in the same room with Evander Holyfield.
How does his ear smell?
He smelled good. I didn't get close enough to touch his ear, though.
It'd be too tempting.
He made me nervous just him walking in the room. You know, those guys are killers, man. There's just a different aura about fighters.
Yeah.
You know, like even my MMA buddies that are fighters.
Especially in fight mode.
Boxers, even the
when
wrestlers,
they're in their camp.
Dude.
When they're in their camp, though, like, gosh, I hate interviewing some of the fighters we interview for UFC or Bellator because I don't want to get them out of their fight mode, and I know they're in the fight mode, so I'm very cautious about the questions I ask because I might get one in the face. Just punch me in the face.
I remember when Chuck Liddell was on our show, and we became friends after this, and still are friends. He was about to kick the crap out of Chris Rose. I mean, these guys, they're only doing it because they're told they have to do it. They don't want to disrupt their camp, the routine.
The interviews,
The interviews, that's part of it. They know that's part of it, but these guys are locked in the week of a fight. All right, when we come back, Memorial Day weekend, obviously, a lot of men and women have given their lives for us to have a weekend like we just had, so appreciate that and all the things that they've given for this country. We'll talk about some of the things that happened that weren't so amazing, and then we'll also go over the baseball brackets because I think there's no easy brackets in college baseball in Division I.